looking at my phone and do one of those.
Hello, everybody. This is Beth Worsdell, author. This is the Witty Writers show, and I am so sorry we are late. I'm here with the fabulous Josephine Wrightson. Hello, darling.
Hi. I'm still messaging.
It's the joys of technology. It really is. While you're messaging everybody, to let everybody know that we are on.
Yeah.
I'm going to quickly share us as well, so everybody can see us. Oh,
I'm going to stick a post on as well while I'm at it.
Awesome. I can see that we are live at last. The joys of technology.
It's just no good for me.
We've had a nightmare. Okay, let me just share that with everybody. There we go. Post and share.
Me too. I've got one on as well. I'm on finally.
It's a good job you and I are proficient at this, isn't it? Oh, we've got hello, everybody. We're just sharing quickly, everyone, because we were running late due to technical issues. I was having a bit of a nightmare because my laptop shut me out, and I don't know why. And then we couldn't get on the stream, could we, Josephine?
No, not at all. We've tried 3 different devices.
Oh my gosh, it was Josephine's husband to the rescue.
I don't know whether I'd say that, but yeah.
Oh my gosh. Do you know, I'm so glad that we finally got it sorted, and I'm so sorry we're late. Don't worry, it will catch up, Josephine. Don't worry. It will.
I've frozen.
I know. Don't worry, it will catch up in a second. I'm sure it will.
All right, okay. Nick says he can't pick the stream up either on his phone. So just thought I'd let you know.
Right, it's definitely showing up because we're getting messages from people.
All right, that's okay. I've stopped mid-smile as well. It looks really odd.
But your boobs look good.
I saw set out in front of me earlier, and Nick says, I've got a chair here with them on, so I don't quite have to lean over the top quite so much.
You look absolutely fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Do not worry. I'm sure this is gonna catch up again in a minute. It sometimes does this when there's bad weather around or whatever.
Well, you've got a lot of wind and rain. So
well, there you go.
I can see you as long as I can see you.
Oh, well, I'm just admiring your beautiful face, so we're all good. Joseph, I'm so stoked that we finally got on and managed to sort of get connected. As I said, it's issues this morning, but we're finally here. And happy birthday!
Thank you very much.
I'm so thrilled for you. And
I had a drink earlier. I finished it.
Oh, good girl. I like the way you do it. And you're celebrating your birthday in my birth town or birthplace of Devon in England. So I wish I was there to see where you live, because I miss my hometown.
It's lovely. Yeah, I'm actually not from here. I'm from further up, not quite north, but not north in comparison to where I am now. And yeah, I ain't going over that border again.
You're from Nottinghamshire, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my family, or my mum's side, is actually from up that way. So yeah, and I've been there myself. I'm just going to quickly put some comments on the screen because we've got people joining us. So hi, Leanne. Leanna's joining us from.
Hi. Been talking to Leanna all night.
She's fabulous. She is absolutely fabulous. We've also got Theodore. Hi, he says hi there.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you.
I'm not caught up with you.
You haven't, have you? Let me. Do you know what?
No, it's fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I don't want to risk it all together.
Crazy. Leanna says, I set my alarm to make sure I didn't miss it.
Up since 6:30.
She is so lovely, isn't she? She's absolutely lovely. Kristen says, hiya, Beth. Happy birthday, Josephine.
Thank you, Kristen.
And it's Josephine's book birthday as well, because she's just releasing her new book.
Yeah,
so
hi, Lisa.
super exciting. Lisa's joined us. She said, hello, everyone. Nice that it still worked. Eventually, Lisa. We got there eventually. Theodore says, happy belated birthday to you, Josephine.
Thank you.
Leanna says, oh, bless him. I think she's referring to Nick saving the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
Leanna says she would love to go to England one day. It's on her bucket list.
Oh, Nick would rather go there.
Yeah, I think I'd like to go to Australia as well, actually. But Leanna, if you ever do get a chance, go for at least 3 weeks, because there's, believe it or not, there's so much to see and do there. I
think 3 weeks is not quite long enough. There is so much.
There is. Absolutely, there is, especially if you're into books and stuff, because obviously home of Shakespeare and everything. Bernetta says, good afternoon to you, queens, and blessings. Happy blessed birthday, Josephine.
Thank you, Bernetta.
And enjoy your special day. Oh, that is so lovely. And there's Nick. So proud of you.
You froze now as well.
Oh, hero.
I can hear you just.
Oh my God, we can't win. Oh, thank the Lord. Hopefully you'll get back on as well, hopefully. But you do look beautiful either way. Now, Josephine, you're into stuff that I'm really into, like the dark paranormal and the fantasy and everything. Is that the sort of genres you used to read when you was young?
I read all sorts and everything. Yeah. A horror. Yeah, everything. Anything. Thrillers. I used to like a nice period piece. Yeah, Victoria Holt was one that I read as a child, but I read all the Austins and everything, whatever I could get my hands on. In fact, I'm a little bit OCD with it, because I'll just read anything. I can be sat on a bus or sat in a car and I'm reading the signs as I go past, or counting as well. It's not good, but yeah, I do. I read anything and everything.
Yeah, but you know what? I think that's good, because those of us who are like that, our minds are always being worked. It's always active. And I think you can't get healthier than that, can you?
Yeah, it was a good body ripper when I was a teenager.
It's funny, because I used to be very into horror when I was younger, in my teens. But I could never quite get into period era books. I don't know why. I would watch period dramas on the TV. Obviously, being growing up in England, as you know, we'd always have something on, wouldn't we? Like Hold Up and stuff like that. And I would like watching it, but I couldn't get into the books. I don't know.
Well, you're breaking up a little bit, but I can still. I'm picking up words. I'm filling in the ones that I'm missing.
Sorry, it's got to be because of the weather, I think, unfortunately. Leanna says she would love to visit all of the older style bookstores or the bookshops.
Our bookshop and the smell.
Yes.
Books.
You can't beat it. Can't beat it, can you?
No, not at all.
And she says, hi, hey, Nick.
He's putting the girls in bed.
Then I'll take her in the gown.
You hear that?
I did. Oh my God, he's so fabulous. He really is. So after being such an avid reader and especially reading so many different genres, what inspired you to actually start writing seriously? I mean, I know that you've always been a writer, as you've always been a reader, but what made you start to do it actively and as a career?
I'm no spring chicken, and I've always written. I still have books that I wrote when I was 21.
Oh.
That they're all handwritten or typed, whichever. And I have them all neatly. I've got a case, and it's the sort of, every time I've moved, it's the first thing in and the last thing in and the first thing out, so that I keep it safe. And I did try the traditional route at that point, but mine have always been romance led. Not if I look at them now, I can see how naive they were against what I write now.
Yeah.
But I was only 21, and it was just what started sitting on my own at night and just keeping my mind occupied. And Bloomsbury Publishing, in fact, I sent them 2 different ones, and I still got the letters as well because I was proud of them and I kept them. Sent me a really nice letter. It wasn't just a generic one, because they took the names of my book and the actual words that I'd used, and said that I thought it was well written and to keep trying, maybe an agent or something. And then the second one was something I called Constant Colours, but I've never finished that one. And they said they'd obviously read it because they said they liked the contrast between the opening pages and the actual body of the story. So, but life gets in the way, doesn't it?
Yeah, unfortunately. So might be worth you having a look at that one again, though.
Yeah, I've thought about. I have to drag the paperwork out from under the stairs where my case is, because I have to do my actual accounts before the 31st. So my plan is, when I get those out, because I wanted to finish this book first, get those out, get my accounts done this week, and then I can root for it at the same time. Having moved in September, everything's still packed away. But yeah, it's kept me sane at times. And Nick encourages me to do it. So I think
it's absolutely fabulous. I really, really do. And I think people underestimate the power of reading and writing. It's so therapeutic, isn't it?
It has been for me, very much so.
Yeah. And I
get a good at doing it as well. I enjoy doing it.
Yeah. And I completely understand all that, because as some of our viewers know, I had a car accident in 2007, and my writing was completely my therapy. I mean, it helped me beyond relief, and it helped me through my recovery, depression, and getting back on, an even keel. So I think it's very therapeutic, and it's so lovely that you have such a varied taste as well. I think that's wonderful. Do you find that elements of your reading passion in the various genres has an influence on your writing?
Life has an influence on my writing. I don't know. Yeah, it must do, but I can't say I've ever thought about that. I can see elements that, even a phrase or a word that somebody else has said and used, and I thought, Nick's told me I'd never make a nurse. That's gone into the writing. So I could use that, and it's gone in.
Don't upset her, Nick. She'll be putting you in one of her books and killing you off.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's not an easy answer for me.
Yeah.
Everything. You put each an individual book that you write, you put everything into it. But I am fickle, because as soon as I've done one, I'm on to the next. Because it's constantly spinning.
Yeah, which is good. I mean, there's nothing worse than literally being in between books and thinking, okay, I'm stuck now. What do I do? I mean, it's lovely that, your writing is just flowing and flowing and flowing. That's absolutely fantastic.
If I got writer's block or I couldn't do it, I think I'd be worried. But I don't. The writing is the easy part for me. It's everything else that's not so.
I feel for you on that. The rest of it's tough, and I think most of us are just learning as we go along, aren't we? Really?
Well, I mean, I do. I talk to other authors and other people, and I pick the brains. But I have the lady who does my covers, Sharon. She does Aspire book covers.
Yes,
and she's helped me with all of them. I have the same. She's done all my covers. I haven't really gone anywhere else, and I don't think I would now. But she helps me with everything about it.
They're absolutely beautiful. I've got to say, for those of you who are watching, you definitely need to check out Josephine's books because they are beautifully done. They really, really are. And if and when you do read them, make sure you leave her a review, please.
I don't suppose you can see that. I don't know where I'm putting it. I've got some. I didn't. They got delivered today.
Oh, fantastic. What we'll do is later on, between us, we'll put some pictures up in the comments of your books so people can have a look at them and obviously go to...
Yeah, I've got the bookmarks as well too. Nick made me a couple of the bookmarks that I'm going to give out too. So
fantastic. So what
I'm still frozen.
I know.
Still looking at a picture of myself just...
It's so frustrating. If we didn't have so much technical difficulties today, I'd be inclined to like take you off and put you back on, but I don't know whether you want to risk it or not.
No. You're all right, I'm on.
So what we'll do, for those of you who are watching, Josephine very kindly is going to give away one or two of her beautiful bookmarks that her husband hand makes. They are absolutely stunning. They are beautiful. They are leather, so classy. So
if I hold them up,
I can only see you. I say unfortunately, that's a good thing. So obviously it's great. Obviously, but what we'll do is we'll post a couple of photographs of them, if that's all right, Josephine.
Yeah. I've got a Facebook post I made as well for them.
Fantastic. So we can put that in the comments. And if you would like the chance to win one of these beautiful handmade bookmarks, as I said, they're leather. They're absolutely stunning, aren't they? All you have to do is, when we finished, share Josephine's interview. The more times you share this interview post, the more entries you will get, and Josephine will pick the winner at random. So as long as you share it, and the more times you share, you got a good chance of winning. I think that's all good. I've seen them personally. They're absolutely stunning. They really, really are. Yeah. We've got some more comments. My eyes are watering, sorry, because I've got allergies. Let's have a look. Leanna says she's not a fan of historical fiction, but she does like thriller books and horror, especially Stephen King. Are you a Stephen King reader?
Yeah,
I must admit, I think I've read most of his work. I get so engrossed in them, though, I can't put them down. I don't know what everybody else is like.
I think The Langoliers was the one that I was least impressed with.
Yeah, and Tommyknockers, I enjoyed it. It wasn't one of his best, but The Green Mile is my all-time favourite of Stephen King.
Very much so.
And the movie version of it blew my mind, because that's exactly how I imagined all the characters.
It was a very good rendition of the actual book, wasn't it? Against what the words said.
It was absolutely fantastic. It really, really was. Now, tell me, Josephine, because we all picture our own characters, don't we? Sometimes very differently to how our readers picture them. But who is your favorite character out of all your books? Because you've got 3 different series of books on the go that you're currently writing. Which character are you drawn to the most?
I like I don't know. You've put me on the spot there. I like them all. I like the character I wrote the prophecy, the pledge a prophecy, to reveal and to fulfill the prophecy. They were the first ones I wrote when I started getting back into writing. So I think I called her the lady in there, Stella, my heroine. And I looked the name up, and it means for the moon and stars. So that's why I used it as well. It's not something that was a widely used name, but I liked the name, I think, because they're the ones that, got me back into writing, and it's actually made 3 books, but I hand wrote it all first. Listen was the first one I published, but the Pledge series, because they were the first ones.
That's absolutely fantastic. I didn't know that Stella meant that. That's so lovely.
Yeah. That's what it said when I looked it up. So, yeah, for the Moon and Stars. So I wrote it in the book as well.
That's fabulous. I absolutely love that. It's made me like the name even more now. Now,
I do try and pick a name that means something.
Yeah, absolutely. I think those are the best names, aren't they? Especially if your readers are really into your characters, then they're more likely to look up what their name means, and it just makes it that bit more special, I think. Now,
yeah.
If you had to pick an actor to play her, who would you picture in your mind as playing her? I
don't know. I keep saying that a lot today, don't I? I don't know any actresses' names. I don't. I know who they are and I know what movies they're in, but I can't tell you all the names. I don't know an older person, because all my characters are older.
Yeah.
Do you know? I've no idea.
Well, do you know what? I think that's lovely though, because I think, unfortunately, I think too many writers go for the lower age groups. And a lot of us, I mean, I'm
not that old.
I mean, I'm coming. Sorry, this year's going to be my 50th, and a lot of books aren't written about women my age. And I love the fact that your characters are older, you know, and they are more experienced, and they've got a bit more edginess because they've had, you know, life experience, basically.
Yeah, it is all about life experience. Yeah.
And I've seen that your readers really appreciate it as well.
Yeah, very much so. I have a lot of ladies like myself that read. I get through more books as well than I do e-books. My ladies are liking the signed copies in an actual book. But I read, and I read lots, and I love lots of different people's books as well. There's some great authors out there, but they are predominantly, not all of them, there are still ones that do for the older lady, but they are predominantly younger.
Yeah.
It is, there's a niche there. And yeah, when I started, the sort of 18 plus books weren't as acceptable as they are now, and we have the lady who wrote 50 Shades to thank for that, really.
Yeah, she opened it wide up, didn't she?
She did. But again, her characters are younger.
Yeah.
They are, and there's a lot of that age group being written about. Don't blame them. I did when I was 21, but I'm no longer 21.
Yeah, and I think you're right. That I think, to be honest with you, I think there's quite a large untapped audience out there. You know, and it is the older generation that generally has the spare money to buy books. Because, you know, the younger generation, most of them are busy having fun, going out and doing things. Whereas it's the older generation who have been there, done that, got the T-shirt. They just want to chill out, relax by the fire and read a good book.
Put the PJs on and the bed socks.
Exactly. That's me. I'm that person.
So he's having a twiddle.
You can't see me.
No. It's been like that since we had it set going. So he's having a look, see if he can unfreeze me.
Oh, well, listen, if you try and I can.
You can't see me.
Do you want me to remove you from the stream so you can reconnect? It's the same link.
Story of my life.
Nick, I'll be great.
I didn't switch it off because it might not come back on again.
Fair enough. Well, we got some more people coming on. Theodore says, hi, Nick.
I don't know what he's doing. That's a gentleman that's joined us. Oh, hang on. What are you doing?
Yeah. And we've also got Lynn, who's my mum. So my mum's joined in to watch.
Oh, hello, Lynn.
I love my mum. She's my biggest fan, bless her. Oh, there you go. Nick was replying. Then we got Leanna. She says, The Stand is her favourite, and Misery.
Yeah, I like Misery.
Both of them were very, very good. Misery gave me bad dreams for a couple of days.
I don't watch horror movies or read anything horror late at night.
Yeah, so I normally sleep like an absolute log. I've got to be honest, it would literally take a hurricane to wake me up. But the Misery book, that did get my mind going for a couple of nights. I got to tell you.
It is, yeah, it does. It's meant to. That's what it's for, though, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. There we go. Look, Leanna says, Kate.
Yeah, that's that name.
She said it would be amazing for your stellar character.
Yeah.
Interesting. She also says, I love older men, younger women books, especially if the female character is normal looking, as in curvy. Leanne has a very good point there, doesn't she? Because I think too many authors try and portray their characters to be perfect, and none of us are. I remember having the same conversation with my kids when we were in the middle of Disney, because they were all teenagers, very self-conscious. And I said to them, just have a little look around at all the crowds of people. Can you see any supermodels? And my kids went, no. I said, well, there you go. I said, I just want you to realise that out of all these thousands of people we're seeing, you cannot see one supermodel. So all these images that you're seeing on your computer and your magazine, and those people are the tiny percentage. Most of us don't look
like entirely. I think it's about confidence and the way you carry yourself as well.
Yeah.
It's the whole package, not just the way you look. They can look gorgeous, but be the biggest pain in the backsides that there is. And I'm being tactful at that.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. And I think it's important for us as authors to put real characters in our books with flaws and, and quirks and stuff like that. You know, I've just finished a short... Sorry, darling, go on.
You're breaking up, so I don't know when you've stopped and when you've started talking again.
I know, I'm sorry.
It's difficult. The one that's been published today is fairly normal. And I write about doing your hair and putting makeup on and building your confidence, because you know you look better than just sat in your PJs with your skin hanging off like.
Exactly. What inspired you for this book series, Josephine? How did it come
I just wanted to, because I was doing the sci-fi series, but we had to move. So because I'm on 5 and 6 of that series, and I've got them both open, they're complicated now because there's so many characters. So I said, I need to put this down for a little while and then begin something else, which was a standalone, which was supposed to be a standalone. And I thought I'd have a go at just something different to the sci-fi. And I like fantasy because I can just run with it. It just came out of nowhere. I can see that the people and the ladies like the paranormal stuff as well. So I thought, I like that idea.
Oh, and I've lost her. She's gone. Hopefully she will click back on the link and rejoin us. I'm so sorry. It's technology for you, honestly. But we need it at the moment, don't we, with the lockdown and everything? So we can't get around it. Hopefully she will come back on in a second. We've also got some more comments, so let's have a look. So Carol's joined us. Joyce Carroll has joined us. Hi, Joyce. She says her kids still talk about her reading parts of Misery to them. I'm not surprised. You'll have to let me know how old they were when they were listening to that. It's funny, isn't it? Because my kids used to read books that were a lot older for them than their years, but they used to just soak them up like sponges. I think sometimes it does them some good, you know. Joyce, I'm going to leave your birthday message to when Josephine comes back. As I said, hopefully she'll be able to just click on the link and come back to us. Oh, there we go. There we go. Birthday message. Yes. Hello.
I'm pulling my hair out.
Yes, you're back live, so it's all good.
I was watching. I could hear what you were saying. I was watching you on his phone while he was twiddling with this.
Nick, thank you, darling. You are awesome.
At least I can see who I'm talking to now properly without just being. Yeah, I see my own mannerisms as well.
Well, Joyce has got. Thank you, darling. You are a star. Joyce has got a message for you. She says, happy birthday to you.
Thank you, Joyce.
And Leanna says, exactly. No one is perfect looking in any way. And sometimes I worry for those who have body issues, who read books about how stunning and perfect the female character is, when really there's no such thing. And I absolutely agree with that, Josephine. I mean, I worked partly in the fashion industry in sales when I was younger. And so I would have to go to the fashion show, sort of spring, you know, autumn, winter season, you know, all these different new lines. And we used to watch all these models going up and down the catwalks. And because we were selling women's clothing, most of us salespeople were women. But these young ladies who were tiny, I mean, they didn't have an ounce of fat on them, but some of them still had cellulite and lumps and bumps and jiggly bits.
Yeah. You can be, I've always been reasonably slim, touch wood. I've never had to diet, but that's just me. But I still got bullied. I still got called names as a person who was bigger than me would have done. It's just both ends of the scale.
Yeah.
I am lucky that I'm reasonably healthy and all the rest of it. But it is no difference to being painfully thin as it being to being normal, overweight, whatever. It's still there. It's an issue.
Yeah, and I also think you know, a lot of the problem is the bullies who have the low self-esteem, who only feel better when they're being nasty and awful to other people.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I don't make New Year's resolutions. I did see your post. It's not something I've ever done, ever. I try to live my life being nice to people in general, full stop. There's a few times I haven't been, but I have not been the initiator of it.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. Life's too short to hold any malice towards anybody else for whatever reason. You just need to get on with it, basically.
Yeah.
One foot into the other every day and smile.
Yeah, absolutely.
At the moment, it's mad out there. The world's just, I could never, ever, even being an author, imagine it like it is at the moment.
I know, right? It's like something out of a book or you know, a horror movie. It is absolutely mental. And I think for us as authors, I think it's even more important that we get our stories out there and give people some respite from the real world, because a lot of people aren't coping right now, and it's heartbreaking. And there's something I would like to say is because you know, depression, suicide, and I don't want to be negative. However, reach out to people, everyone. Josephine is one of those people who does. I'm one of those people who does, and it means the world. Just sending a message to somebody and saying, "Hi, how are you? How are you doing? You know, do you want to FaceTime?" And it makes a massive difference, doesn't it, Josephine?
It does. It does. My messenger, I have it actually have the notifications turned off because it's going constantly. But there's different time zones.
Yes.
And that's what does it. And it's not just us here. It's everybody the same, and they just want to talk. They just want to say hello and all the rest of it. And it's nice. It's brilliant to connect, especially with other readers and other authors. But it's not just that. It's just that connection and saying hello.
Yeah.
Today, how's the weather?
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, that human connection. Excuse me. And I think that's one of the reasons why your readers love your book so much, because they can just get so absorbed and just delve straight in and just lose themselves. I mean, I've been reading your reviews and they're absolutely amazing, Josephine.
There's not so many of them, but yes, what I've got is good.
You know what? I think we all have that issue. You know, I think people are very quick. It's human nature, isn't it? People are very quick to give a bad review because they're upset, they're passionate, and they're angry or whatever, and they're very quick to do that because they're being fueled by their emotions. But trying to get good reviews or trying to get any reviews for our books, it's so hard. It's so hard because their emotions aren't running as high. It's hard, isn't it? It's tough.
It is. But also for me, because I write for the older lady, a lot of them don't use Amazon or don't know how to use Amazon, or they haven't spent enough on Amazon. Although at the moment, everybody's using Amazon as such, even people who never have before. But it's not the easiest of things, and then Amazon will kick it off when you do get some, or they don't. I've got a few international ones, but they don't all show on each other's. I have actually more than what you see on one. It's just the others.
It's crazy, isn't it, how it all works out? And it probably doesn't help, that a lot of the older generation are so fearful of going onto websites and joining things, and it's tough because it's a whole new world. And I can completely understand that. I mean, my goodness, I mean, as I said, I'm going to be the big 50 this year, which is terrifying. I've been in denial since I was 40, unfortunately. But when I think about how technology has come along since I was young, I mean, when I was young, it was the end of black and white TVs, people that were a bit better off.
I'm a little bit older than you.
But do you know what I mean, though, don't you? I mean, everybody had a black and white TV, and then all of a sudden, people who are a bit more affluent suddenly had
we didn't have a phone at home either.
No, we didn't.
No phone.
I think we had one neighbour on the street that had a home phone in case of an emergency, And now, literally, I mean, I'm talking to you via my laptop, which I finally got working.
I know.
But before we went live, we were literally trying to fiddle around with iPads and iPhones and stuff like that. It blows my mind how technology has moved on. And when you think about it, if we'd have been told when we were kids, Josephine, that, in 40, 50 years' time, we would literally be using a phone to video call somebody in like Australia, like talking to, Leanna and stuff. Yeah. We would never have believed it.
No. And if you did, it would have cost a fortune.
Yes. Oh my God.
Totally different.
I remember the first cell phones, and they were like
huge things, the Nokia ones.
Yeah, they were like bricks, weren't they? Carry them around on top of the back.
The car ones, especially.
Oh my God, we're both showing our age now.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, we've got some more comments here, so let's get these up. Joyce Carroll says hi.
Hi, Joyce.
Leanna, she says, yep, she agrees. What we're saying about body image and stuff.
Yeah. You're all beautiful. You froze again. I'm still going. Beth's frozen, not me. I'm still moving. Can you hear me?
There we go. It's streaming hard.
I was talking to Nick in the other room. Asking if people could still hear me.
Oh my God, I can see us both at the bottom, but not at the top. The joys of technology. Okay. Joyce Carroll says, you are all beautiful to me. Oh, you're so.
It is. It's lovely.
She is so lovely. Theodore says, I love the authors that I have for friends. It's amazing, isn't it? I tell you, it's lovely how becoming an author, once you put yourself out there, you do build up new relationships with authors of all genres, and at all stages as well. I mean, I've got three books out and I'm working on another 4. You've got 12?
12.
When or where they?
I'm lucky though that I can do it full time at home now.
Yeah.
We jumped ship from being a publican and having the pub October before we went into lockdown in March. So I've just been able to concentrate on that. I don't have to do anything else. So and we've been able to really do it through lockdown as well. So I am lucky in that respect.
Yeah.
Not everybody can.
I mean, it's the ideal opportunity for a lot of people, isn't it? Especially with so many in the, I mean, for those of you who don't know, England, the UK is on complete lockdown again.
I'm talking about more restrictions as well now.
Yeah, it's got so bad. So with everybody being furloughed and stuck at home, for authors who don't normally have time, it's a perfect time to get stuck in and try and get your work out there and go for it, basically, because you never know where it's going to lead, especially at the moment where people aren't able to go on vacation and stuff like that and do the normal stuff they normally do. They've got that extra money to look into getting an editor for their work and stuff like that. So, and I'm only saying that because the car business is booming out of control. So obviously people have got money burning in their pockets. Not everybody, but there are people out there. Lisa's got a comment for us. Lisa says, I like her books, her style, how she leads the characters and the storyline. You can connect with the character.
Frozen again. Not me, you. Can she hear me, Nick?
Yeah.
He's coming back now anyway.
I'm going to stop clicking on comments because whenever I do, we get lost.
Read them without clicking on them.
I'll just read them. Okay. Oh my gosh. It's got to be the weather and stuff. Okay, so Shaz has joined us from the UK. She's in Manchester. Hi, Shaz. She says hi again and Happy New Year to you all. She said she says it's good to talk. There we go. Okay. She agrees with us. Joyce says, she says, I have read more than ever this year, 5 already this month. Wow, Joyce, you're a reading machine.
It is. I find that some of my ladies, although a lot of my ladies are still reading, I've come across ladies that haven't been able to read because they're not in the right mindset. They're too concerned about what's happening and they can't relax enough, I think, to read it and take it in.
Yeah.
She's lucky.
Yeah, absolutely. I think audiobooks couldn't have taken off at a more perfect time, really, because as you said, people are so, some people are just so all over the place, are so distraught as to what's going on, and they feel so isolated and depressed in their own little bubble. Audiobooks seem to have really, really taken off. I mean, massively. Yeah. Is that something that you're planning on doing as well, Josephine?
Maybe in time. I have had a look, but it's quite expensive to do it as well.
Interestingly enough, and I don't know whether you're aware of this is something that I found out recently, but with what is the company? AXM? It's basically the audiobook company for Amazon.
Okay.
And they actually do royalty share for authors. I think they do 3 different packages.
Do they royalty share with the narrator as well?
Basically, yes. I mean,
I have seen a little bit, but I didn't take it all in at the time.
Yeah. So basically, you can either pay everything up front and get maximum royalties, which is, I think, like 40%.
Right.
Or you can do like a royalty share. So basically, the Audible company and the actual artist who's recording it do the cost, and then you get 20% and they get 20%. And I think that's for a 7-year period. But to me, that sounds like quite a good idea for authors, because you've then got 3 different parties who are invested in your audiobook being successful. Because if you pay up front, yes, you get more royalties, get like 40% royalties or whatever, but everything is on you. Everything is on you. Everybody else has been paid already.
Once they've done their bit, they can just walk away and move on to the next one, can't they?
Exactly. But with the royalty share, you're invested because it's your book and you're going to be promoting it. The recording artist is going to be actively promoting it because they want their royalty share. And so is the Audible company. So to me, that sounds more like a more logical step. But there's no upfront fee.
All right, okay.
So as far as I know, and I have looked into this, I'm hoping to do it this year. But you upload a sample of your book to the site, register, and then upload your sample. And then all these recording artists, voiceover artists, see if they want to do it or not. And then they will audition and send you a sample. And then you pick which one you want to work with. So to me, it's like a win-win, especially at the moment.
It does sound, sounds a good idea. It sounds a better idea.
Yeah, and definitely.
It is, as you say, with the marketing, that they're invested. For them to make their money, it's got to work as well.
Exactly. So to my mind, you're more likely to get extra promotion, aren't you? Hopefully.
Well, it would seem that way. You would hope it works that way. You never know till you try it.
Exactly. Do one and see how it works out. I'll let you know. I don't want to pig. We will see. We'll see. Okay, we've also got comment from Sharon. I clicked on it by mistake, but we're all right. We're still
on. Went too fast then, didn't they?
Shit, I clicked on it.
Autopilot.
That says she's the big 5-0, 4 months after me. She was actually my best friend at high school.
She was on the last interview talking as well, wasn't she?
I did
hear you say that.
We've been friends for so long. She's my friendship soulmate. She really is. Leanna says she read 184 books last year and left reviews for everyone. That's because she's awesome. I always try to leave a positive review because not only do authors put their hearts and soul into their books, they should be recognized for that. There will always be something you like about a book, regardless of the storyline. We need more people like Leanna, Josephine.
Yeah.
We really do.
Can't read enough, though, can she? She needs to be cloned.
I know, bless her. We need to clone you, Leanna. Because people like Leanna and Shaz, actually, because Shaz has read and reviewed all my books, bless her, which I was glad about because I knew she'd be completely honest and blunt with me, which is what you want, isn't it, from a best friend? But I think if only some more readers realised how important those reviews are, especially for independent authors like ourselves who are doing everything ourselves. Because you're like me, you're writing, you're editing, you're marketing, and we never stop.
There's not enough hours in the day.
No,
at all.
There really isn't. The one thing I can say, and I'm sure you'll agree with this, Josephine, the more you do, the more you get out.
Yeah.
but also we have to be smart. How often do you regularly check your results to see what you've been doing is working and having an effect?
I check my reviews nearly every day. I check Amazon, I check the sales. I use Draft to Digital as well for the other platforms. Amazon, I do Kindle and paperbacks. That Draft to Digital, I'll check that as well. And I'll connect with as many people as I can that I know are reading them.
Yes.
And speak to those as well. So Goodreads, I use Goodreads as well. But again, it's for me, that's a smaller community on my books. It's not a small community as a whole, but it is on my books at the moment. They're all on there, apart from the new one. I've not put that one on yet. The last one I put on, I couldn't work out how to put the cover on. With Draft to Digital, they do it for you.
Right.
And I did put Amazon through them to start off with as well, but I've done Amazon through the actual Amazon KDP now, so that my ebook and my paperback are linked together.
Yes.
It was more difficult to link it when I was doing the ebook on one site and the paperback on Amazon. So I bought the Kindle across and they do the ebook and that together, and they don't put it on Goodreads. So I've got to find out how to upload the picture.
Yeah.
It went on okay, but I don't think this one's on yet still.
And Goodreads isn't the easiest site to navigate. I've got to be honest. Every time I go on there to do something or edit something, it takes a lot of thought.
It's like Books to Read as well. I have an account with Books to Read, which is a universal link, which is fine for all the other platforms. Doesn't do Amazon because, again, I have to learn how to put the Amazon one on. So that's why the latest ones are not on Books to. They're on it, but it's not giving you the Kindle app.
Yeah,
they're on sale there. They are, but I tend to stick it on Facebook separately, so that they're all there.
Now you must be super excited because obviously Amazon now has this feature where we can actually manage our own book series.
Yes, it came up today and I thought, oh, but hang on a minute, I'm only putting, this is the first one, so I can't link. The next time I'll have to link the other books together. It did come up today, but I put this one on first.
I absolutely love it. It's a great feature. It's only available for your ebooks. You can't do it for your paperbacks. But that it doesn't matter. I mean, just the fact that you can show your book series in any format, 1, 2, and 3, and so on, is fantastic because it comes up as soon as somebody searches for you. It shows your book series and your books singularly.
Yeah. I tried Books to Read earlier, the link I sent you, and it came up with the different series on that as well. So I was surprised. Obviously, they followed suit as well. It was all separate and not just a list.
It's absolutely fantastic. Josephine, you've been an absolute joy to talk to. You really, really have. And I'm so sorry. We've had so many technical difficulties between us. It's winter time. It's one of those things.
Everybody's using the internet as well.
Yeah, and we can't stop culture, unfortunately. But listen, viewers, don't forget, if you share Josephine's interview everywhere, you will get more chances to win Josephine's amazing bookmarks. Do you want to quickly show us, Josephine? There we go. Look at those. Aren't they beautiful?
They're the raw ones. You can have your initials on them as well, but they'll be dyed too so that they don't ruin.
They are absolutely stunning. And Josephine's husband, who's very talented, Nick, he actually makes these. He handcrafts them. So if you want a personalized, genuine leather bookmark with your initials on, get sharing everywhere possible, but make sure you share the original video so that Josephine and I can track who's sharing what. Thank you so much for a fantastic.
Okay, honey.
We're going to have to do it again. We're in the summer when we've got so much weather affecting our signals.
Yes, hopefully. And don't lock yourself out.
No, I know. Oh my God, what a nightmare. Josephine, thank you so much, darling. We are likely to get more comments as people get home and watch your interview. Not everybody can join us live. So if you can keep a lookout on the video for the next few days to a week, just to reply to anybody who's asking questions of you. And we will share photographs of Josephine's books for you as well. But thank you so much, darling. And I can't wait again.
It's fun.
Have a fantastic week, darling. Love to you all, everybody. And thank you for watching the Witty Writers show with the fabulous Josephine Wrightson. We will see you again soon, darling. Bye, everybody.
Bye.